UFC 319 marks the last time that I put out a betting video on this channel. Now, why has it been that long since I put out a video like that? That parlay went 0 for 3. We had MVP by KO, knocked Cannonier down twice, he didn't get the finish. Edson Barboza by decision. It was a very close fight, but ultimately they gave it to Drakkar close. That's fine. I think there was an argument for Edson to win, but it is what it is. It actually might have been Edson by KO for what it's worth. So it would have been wrong either way. And then I don't know what the third leg was. It was probably Lerone Murphy by decision, and that was wrong too. And listen, all of it's circumstantial. We could have done it, but that day I announced my retirement from MMA YouTube betting out of the embarrassment of how incorrect I was at the time. But ladies and gentlemen, in gambling, there are winners and there are quitters, and I'm no fucking quitter. Listen, we are going to be doing a three-leg parlay. I believe that I've ultimately found the correct three legs. I spent a bunch of time thinking about this. I spent a bunch of time looking over the fighters and thinking about the fights, and I'm going to run over my thought process on this parlay. You don't have to fucking take this. I'm just telling you that I feel like these are the most likely outcomes, and then I've got just a straight money line for the other one. And, as someone who enjoys the gambling side of the UFC, I figure why not give you what I believe to be my most confident parlay this Saturday. So let's get right into it, man. Listen, first fight we're targeting, Edmund Shabazian and Andre Muniz. I think it's a very interesting fight to target. I look at it this way. Andre Muniz, in terms of winning, the way that Andre Muniz wins fights, he shoots a lot of takedowns. He's very good BJJ. He's trying to submit you, but if he can't submit you, he'll win a decision. Andre Muniz does not lose decisions that often. He is incredibly chinny, and he offers nothing on the feet. Edmund Shabazian offers nothing on the ground, but serious power in his right hand. He's looking to finish you early. A lot of round one and round two KOs in his repertoire and in his history as an MMA fighter. I believe that the outcomes that are possible are what I just said. Edmund Shabazian by KO, Muniz by sub or decision. Out of the likelihood that any of these things are going to happen, I think Edmund Shabazian by KO at minus 165 is worth betting. His round one is plus 175, so if you feel better about Shabazian, if he gets it done, we'll get it done early, then you might as well take the round one. I like him by KO just in general, just in case it's a round two type of thing. I think ultimately, and I remember thinking this during the Ikram fight, Andre Muniz legitimately has nothing on the feet for anybody. Like, he doesn't offer anything in the striking. He has zero power in his hands. He doesn't have good kicks. He doesn't have good punches, no knees, no elbows, nothing. He just wants to take you down. And at the end of the day, Edmund Shabazian knows that, and he's going to try and finish him. He did not finish Andre Petroski, which is obviously concerning that he didn't finish him. But it seemed like, in my opinion, the Atlanta card was cursed. You just had to know that coming in, that the Atlanta card was cursed by Satan himself to be the worst card in UFC history. I think that's a one-off event. I don't think about that too hard. I think that if you're going to finish anybody, Muniz is the guy to do it against. And at the same time, if he doesn't finish him, Muniz wins a decision. So you could play it a couple different ways. I like Shabazian by KO. I think it's the most likely outcome. So I will be taking that as the first leg of this parlay. Now, Joe Pyfer and Abus Magomedov. Listen, folks. Another fight where I think there are angles here. You look at the likely outcomes, in my opinion. Pyfer KO. I do not believe that a submission is in the cards here. I don't think he wants to get this to the ground. There's a lot of bad blood here, at least on the Pyfer side. I think he wants to go out there and take Abus's head off. And if he's not able to do that, I think he wins a decision. Maybe knocks him down once. A lot of hairy moments. Ultimately wins by decision. Abus winning a decision is the other thing. Not going to KO Pyfer. Not going to submit Pyfer. Pyfer's very good off his back. Great BJJ. You got to think his only KO loss is to Dustin Stoltzfus, and it was an injury. You know what I mean? So I don't think too heavily about that. Hermanson beat him by wearing him down over 5 rounds, and it was a very close fight. So I think out of the likelihood, I think Pyfer KOs Abus. I can't think of a fight where he has not landed a massive shot on somebody. dropped Gastelum 3 times, twice with the hands, once with a head kick. Gastelum's impossible to put away, so I don't take much into that. Hermansson hurt bad early on in the fight. Marc-Andre Barrios, he did horrible things too. Um, I think with Joe Pyfer, he's going to hurt you. It's just about whether he finishes you or not. Abus has shown that he can be finished in fights. Sean Strickland made him quit. I think Pyfer has the power to put him down, and I think he will hurt him badly early. So I'm going to go Joe Pyfer by KO. If you are a little worried that maybe it's a club and sub type of situation, you could take inside the distance. I wouldn't have an issue with you doing that. But I like the KO prop because there's just more money behind it. Plus 140 is better than minus 110. You know what I mean? So we'll go Joe Pyfer here. Final fight that we are targeting, ladies and gentlemen, Yuri Prohaska and Khalil Rountree. An awesome fight. I'm going to be nervous as fuck for this fight. So much on the line here. Could be very violent. If it's not violent, I'd be shocked. Or it could end fast. You never know. I look at this fight, and there's a lot of different angles. To me, right, I think obviously you're saying KO or decision for both. I think if Khalil gets a KO, it is not punching, though. I think Khalil could win via leg kicks. Yuri does not check low kicks. Khalil has to know that. He's going to be throwing them those fast, snappy leg kicks, and they hurt everybody he fights. Jamal Hill kind of toughed his way to the end. I think what's going to happen, Khalil is going to hurt the legs badly of Yuri early. Yuri is going to have to be forced to step into the fire, and that is when Yuri KO becomes possible. Because to me, if Yuri cannot KO Rountree, I think Rountree wins a decision. I think Rountree hates being on the back foot. He has nothing to counter with off his back foot. I think that's always been an issue with his if he faces a forward fighter. That's why versus Jamal Hill, he had so much success because Jamal's flat-footed. It's easy to kind of out footwork somebody who's flat-footed and then just kind of make yourself the advancing fighter. If Yuri steps into the fire, it's very dangerous for Khalil Rountree. Because his chin, we don't know if it'll hold up that well. On the other hand, Khalil could easily hurt the legs early, coast to a decision, or violently finish Yuri via the leg kicks. He could literally just kick out his legs and kind of ground and pound at the end and finish him. And then we're talking about Khalil possibly for a title shot. I think, by the way, if Khalil or Yuri finishes the other person, they deserve a shot more than Olberg. Olberg KO'd Dominic Reyes. I love Dominic Reyes. I was rooting for him to win. I think I picked him to win. But ultimately, it's still Dominic Reyes. Like it's not the same as beating Yuri Prohaska or Khalil Rountree. So I think at the end of the day, you're either getting Khalil KO or Yuri KO. Khalil decision, Yuri KO. In my opinion, I'm going to take Yuri Prohaska money line, though. I know I talked a lot about Khalil just now. Here is my opinion on this. Yuri Prohaska is tough enough where literally I don't think you can leg kick this guy into a TKO. I just don't think it's going to happen. I do believe that, again, he will have to step into the fire, which he wants to do anyways. He wants to make it chaos. Khalil Rountree has never been good in chaos in fights. In the chaotic fights is when he struggles. It's why he has weird losses in his career. You look at Marcin Prachniow, Mikhail Olowachechuk, a weirdly close fight with Dustin Jacoby that a lot of people thought he lost. He's not good when he isn't the one going forward, and he cannot throw the leg kicks if he isn't going forward. I think Yuri is going to be hurt in the first round with leg kicks, and then will out-tough Khalil in the second and finish him in the third. If he doesn't finish him, there will be scary moments for Khalil fans like myself. I think Yuri wins the fight outright. I do not want to kind of figure out which one of decision or KO it's going to be for him. So I just would take the money line at minus 195. I think that makes the most sense. At the end of the day, it's going to be an awesome fight. I was a little hesitant to bet on this because it's one of those fights where you just kind of want to watch it without actually rooting against one of the people. That's where it kind of gets tricky in those situations, but I like Yuri to win here. I feel like the books tend to know something when we think it's close and they've got it a little wider. So I'm going to side with the books here rather. And ladies and gentlemen, that parlay is $20 to win 96. So in total, you're getting $116 from that parlay. I think it's the most likely outcome for each fight. I don't know why you wouldn't throw something on it at least. I believe it's like plus 500, maybe like plus 480 or something on that parlay. I think it's worth it. No reason to throw like a long shot at anything like the last one was. If this one hits, then maybe we'll start talking about just fully becoming a gambling channel. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe put that down, man. I feel pretty good about that. I personally have a bet on that. I actually have two, kind of with a variation of the Yuri fight, where I have Khalil by decision. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. You don't got to put your mortgage down, but maybe put a little bit down. Get interesting with it. I will see you all tomorrow for the fight card recap. I hope you all enjoy the card tonight. I hope it's a banger for our sake. I will see you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. TikTok at MoneyManziel MMA. I post a short in YouTube, or a short in TikTok, as much as I can. I've got one coming out actually along with this video. So I'll see you boys then. Peace out.